Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to spending quality time with your girl, Eposi Ziton. Today we're going to be talking about our guests. Yeah, it's all about our guests. It's all about making our guests feel comfortable and making them feel like they are on a retreat, making them feel like they're in some mansion or in some beautiful hotel. We want our guests to feel so welcome that they're just going to want to stay and don't want to leave, right? So this is the home show. Now let's get started. Today is all about our guests. We want our guests to feel welcome. We want our guests to come in and be like, oh my God, I don't want to leave. I want to be here longer than I plan to. But it just depends on the kind of guest and what we want to get to make them comfortable. We have all kinds of guests that come to our homes. We have families, we have just couples, and we also have our parents. Well, when it comes to our parents, they don't like when we go overboard. So you don't want to exaggerate with the parents because they might not feel as happy as you think they might feel because they might just feel like you're wasting money to do all of these extras. But when it comes to our friends, and that's the show for today, because I'm going to make shows that I'm going to talk about when you're welcoming your parents. And I'm going to make shows that I'm talking about when you're welcoming a couple. Today is all about our friends. And when it comes to our friends, it's all about making our friends feel special, like they're in some wonderful place that they just want to stay and just snuggle and just be happy and just have a good old time. So there are some items that I'm going to emphasize or I'm going to enumerate that we're going to need in that room to make our guests feel like they don't even want to get out of the room. But we also want to spend time with them because I know when they get so comfortable, they might not want to jump out of that room. But, you know, it's all about them spending time with us. So, yeah, we're going to make them comfortable, but I know they're still going to want to spend time with us. There are some must-haves that I've put together that I feel like if you want your guests to feel like they are visiting a hotel, those are the things that you should give them. So it's within reach. It's not every time they have to call you whenever they want a snack or they just want to have a good time. You know, they have to call you and say, can you come and give us this? You know, I'm going to make 2 shows on that because one is going to be like the things that they actually need for their hygiene and for their comfort. But this particular show is just to show things that can make them just feel like they are in some luxury hotel where everything they want to munch or drink is right there within reach. So let me get started. This particular container, I don't know if you'll be able to see everything in here. First is a tray. This tray is a multi-purpose tray. So it looks like something you can use for your magazine. And it also looks like something you can put makeup in and other items that are special to you. But today I'm using this more for my guests. It's something that's going to be in the middle of my guest room. So my guests can just walk in and sit. My guest room does have a little bench at the foot of the bed. So this is going to stand right on that bench. But for those who have other places that they can stand this, that's a good idea, that you can just stand it somewhere where they can just sit when they walk in. The things that I'm going to say are things that are going to give them comfort. I'm going to start with smells. Because smells is something that just gives, you know, it just fuels your spirit. So, and your soul, also just make your soul feel good. When you walk in and you see that beautiful scent, that just, you know, just makes you feel like, oh my God, I just don't want to jump out of this room. So this is something that you want to have. Yeah, it's also good to have like the plugins, but I know most homes have the plugins. So, which is the scented candles or scented plugins. So that I'm not really worried about because I know most people have it in their homes. So if you don't have it, it's something you might want to think about. You can get them everywhere and just plug it in. But this is the potpourri. So you want to have a potpourri in that particular container. It's for scents. And they have different kinds of potpourri out there, different kinds of smells and different kinds of color. I'm going to emphasize that you get a color that ties with the color of the room. So this is the potpourri. Wine, yeah. Nobody's gonna even believe that, you know, I'm gonna put something like this in that. But wine is something that is very special to a lot of people because it helps with digestion and it just helps you to just have that whole, you know, tipsy feel like let me just sleep and just have a nice sleep. So you might want to think about wine. For those who don't drink wine, it's not a big deal because they're just going to leave it right there. But it's something you might want to think about. And for wine, I'm going to have a show that I'm going to talk about the different kinds of wine that you might want to have in your home for your guests. But some people, if they are your friends, you might know their preference. They might prefer red wine. Some people might prefer the white wine. So you want to think of getting maybe white and red if you don't know what their preference is. So you might get two different wine bottles, one which is white, one which is red. And for wine, you might be thinking of something like a Cabernet, a Merlot, Bordeaux, Roni, or even just any other wine that might be in your head that you might think like you need. So please, a Chardonnay, that's another one, because most Chardonnays, you know, are very, very tasty and sweet and nice. So you might also think of that. But a wine is something that you might want to think about getting. Most people have a sweet tooth. So chocolate, you can never go wrong with chocolate. Please, I got a truffle because this is small. This is like the variety pack, where you have all kinds. You have the white chocolate, the dark chocolate, the milk chocolate, and you know, because you never know, some people just eat only dark chocolate. So it's better to get a variety of box where they can choose whatever they want and just, you know, leave the rest. And also some people like the chewy kind of chocolate, like the bar. So this one is a trombone. So that's something you might also want to think about, just for variety. And then you also want to think about tea, because for me, I always say that in most guest rooms, it's good to have a coffee maker. I have one in my guest room. It's something that is not that expensive. You can get them everywhere. During good seasons, you can even get them on sale at Walgreens and all these other stores for little or nothing. So just have a coffee pot right there where they can be able to make their own coffee. And in that case, you might get two different kinds of coffee. You might get the instant coffee, which is not the brewery type. And for those who want to put a real full coffee maker, you might have to get a coffee like this for them to brew. And don't forget, you have to have, you know, everything that you need in order for you to make coffee in that room. Cookies, because you're providing coffee for them, you might want to think about providing cookies for them, because when you're drinking coffee, you want something to chew on. So this is a nice coffee which is for tea, and it's very low sugar, so it's something that you might want to think about. So you can get low sugar cookies everywhere. So you can go to any other store and get cookies for them. Hot cocoa, because some people don't drink coffee, you might think about getting them hot cocoa. It might be something that they might take before they go to bed, just to calm them down and just make them, you know, feel like they just want to sleep. So hot cocoa is a good idea. And tea, you want to get two different kinds of tea, or even three if you have the means to get varieties of tea, because some people are really tea lovers, so they want different kinds of tea. So here I got the English breakfast tea, and I also have the regular Nestle tea. So tea is something that you might want to think about. And also, if you give people wine, you always want to think about the wine opener. Wine opener is something that please you want to think about getting a wine opener, because you don't want to give people wine and they have to come up and ask you, how do we open the wine? So please have a wine opener in that same container. And I'm going to have other shows that I'm going to talk about the other things you want to have in your guest room. But just to enumerate a few, you might want to have a Bible. For those who are Christians, they might want to pray before they go to bed. You might also just think about having a novel, because some people like to just read, you know, something that will send them to sleep. It's not a very good idea to have a TV inside the guest room. So for me, I don't have a TV in my guest room because I have a living room next door, so they can always watch TV and then just go to bed and it's time for them to sleep. So I think those things that I listed are things that, for me, those are the things I think my guests will love to walk into the room and find and just feel like they were so welcome in my space and they're having a wonderful time. And let me tell you, if you can provide these few things that I just showed you, your guests will never want to leave. And even if they leave, they're going to tell you when they want to come back. They will tell you they had a wonderful time, and they're always going to want to come back to your space and just enjoy your home with you. When we create our homes, as much as it's for our luxury and for our comfort, it's also to be able to welcome our friends and our families, so they can enjoy what we've worked hard for. So please make your guests feel welcome and treat them very special. It was nice spending quality time with you all. Bye for now.